Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of our One Man, One Mod Create Let's Play series, where the goal is to learn everything that we possibly can about the Create mod together. And it's going to be awesome and fun. I guarantee it. Listen, we learned a lot in last episode. We took care of tons of stuff. That is for sure and for certain. Let's see. We started a brand new world. Welcome to the start of a brand new season of One Man, One Mod. We found a place to set up our base. I think that this is literally exactly what I'm looking for as far as a base. I think we should make a boat. We went mining for resources. We got Jimmy jacked by some skeletons. Oh, he's still in there. Okay, the skeleton. Ouch. Okay, this could be a problem. Oh, please don't die again. Oh, I'm dead again. And then last but not least, we built ourselves an awesome, ridiculously awesome starter house. I love it. And before you know it, like hours and hours and hours have gone by, and you end up with something that looks like this. We need to go inside immediately and sleep, though, because it is nighttime. So let's go up here and do that. And while we're doing that, let's talk about what we need to work on today. We're going to grind through a couple more quests. For sure. We need to get some stuff around here done. I also need to get all of this stuff done. I'd like to finish out, if I possibly can, chapter 1 of our quest. We should be able to do that pretty quickly, and then I think we can move on to some things in chapter 2 with a focus on solving a major problem that I have already in this world. I've been playing a lot, but I'm hungry. I have 2 pieces of mutton. I've got 3 pieces of cod. And that, I think in here, I think there's an apple. Yep, there's an apple there. Oh, we have a chocolate cake too. But I'm still going to be hungry very shortly. So, we need to get a little bit of stuff going on. I think we're going to create... It's early game. Don't panic. But I think we're going to start like a really simple wheat farm. Like nothing, just like literally a starter wheat farm. Because down the road, we're going to have better options. Oh my goodness, there are so many bad guys out there. Let me just close the door. I don't want whatever's happening out there. We have a working wheat farm. We just need it to grow. We've got maybe 20 wheat plants out there. We'll get more seeds as soon as we're able to harvest a little bit. And then we'll have a little bit of wheat. That's awesome because I'm getting lower and lower on food. I did see a couple sheep across the way. We took them out. But now we're going to be eating cooked cod from now on, and we have 2 of those left. So we're going to need food ASAP. That guy's still here. He's making me... I didn't chop him. I wanted to chop him, but I didn't. I could have used the leather. Nope, not doing it. Anyway, let's talk about what we're going to do next. We have a couple quests in our chapter 1 that we want to knock out. I'm going to go ahead and start working on... Or we're going to finish this little storage drawer chain that we have here. The reason I want to do that is because we've already started using storage drawers, but it's kind of irritating. Like, you have to go around and you got to find the drawer that the stuff is in and right click. We want to try to not do that if we don't have to. So there's a quicker and easier way, and it's actually the next quest that's located in our storage drawer, a little chain here, and it's the drawer controller. So let's take a look and see what we need to make a drawer controller. Let's see what we've got. Drawer controller. Yes, we need a diamond. And now we should be able to make our drawer controller just like so. If we put our drawer controller in the wall like that, all of the drawers that are on the same face as this drawer controller are now connected as one big thing. So for example, if we take out a little bit of lapis from there, a little bit of iron from there, we go over here and get a couple of those. And we, instead of going and trying to put those back in there one at a time, if we double right click this drawer right here, all of the items that were in our inventory now automatically get placed in the drawer that's designated to them. That's how that drawer controller works. Now, we can't connect drawers that are around the corner. That doesn't work, but it has to be on the same face. But still, that's super powerful. So I've been hanging around the base trying to figure out how we can maintain the sort of like tutorial walking through stuff kind of flow that we've got and that we did in the first episode, but at the same time not get bogged down with all some of the minute details of a mod pack. And let me explain to you what I'm talking about. So in chapter 2 there are tons of quests, and these quests are very generic. Like, we have to create a thing, we have to create a clutch, they have a cool name, coming in clutch. You create one, and then you get some golden carrots as a reward, or you create a gear shift or a funnel or whatever. But you don't really know how any of those things work. So I think it's important as we sort of go through this series that we talk about how things work, not just making things, if that makes sense. Because the whole idea behind Create is creating contraptions that are super cool and awesome and do things that we could easily do with a crafting bench, but in like 900 more steps. But because it's modded and because things are moving, it's super cool and awesome. And it unlocks this like unlimited creativity. You can do awesome things and build things exactly how you want to. And that's really what I want people to be able to do. So what we're going to do, instead of saying, oh, let's look at this quest. Let's make a clutch. Instead of doing that, what we've done is I've sort of went and made a whole bunch of the create items along the way. And then we're going to apply them into making a contraption that we can actually use that will benefit our world here that we've got going on. And I think that's going to be an awesome way to handle it. Hopefully you guys do too. If you don't like that and you want us to go through quest by quest, leave me comments in the comment section down below, and we'll talk about doing that. Now, I just said we're not going to focus on quests, but there's one quest that if you don't do any other quest in this mod pack, you should do this one. If one is good, two is better. We have to create 2 water wheels, just 2 of those things. And the reward is engineer's goggles. Now, you could make engineer's goggles. They're not that hard to make, engineer's goggles. Let's see. Goggles. Yep, they're not showing up in JEI. I've had that problem every once in a while in this pack. I think there's a bug in JEI that's causing it in this most recent version. I'll try to figure out what that bug is and update it. If you relaunch the mod pack, it goes away. But anyway, engineer's goggles are pretty easy to craft. I think they take a little bit of gold and some let's see. Can I see? Yeah, that's how you make them right there. So string, a couple pieces of glass, and a piece of gold to make engineer's goggles. But this water wheel quest, the first quest in chapter 2, gives you those goggles as a reward. Now, the reason why that they're so important is they give you access or a view into the power mechanic or the rotational force mechanic within Create. So we've got this little extra slot here. If you open up your inventory, you've got this little slot where you can put something on there. You put those right there in your head slot. Leave them on there forever. Don't ever take them off. Trust me, they will help you. They make you look kind of weird. It's really strange. Like they get lowered, but like if I take my hat off, they're on the top of my head. Like I don't know exactly why that's like that, but whatever. I'm down. Okay, so we've got this big hole in the ground. Because to start our contraption, we need to have some sort of rolling or spinning power, some motive power. So to make that, we're going to use these water wheels that we created. I've made a couple more than the quest requires. We have 5 total water wheels. I don't know if we'll need all 5, but having a little extra power is certainly not going to be a bad thing. Okay, so we're going to go down here on the floor. We're also going to immediately mine up that iron. Put this back in there. We're going to go down here in the floor and we're going to set up these water wheels. I've left a gap back here because I'm planning on putting like some cool decorations or something down here at some point. And to set these water wheels up, literally all we have to do is you just click them like so. And they are in the world, and now we've got these water wheels. And of course, being a water wheel, they need water to move. So let's go ahead and put water in like this. Look at that. Put water there and there. Okay. Now it has to be running water. There's some questions on whether or not having water like cascade over the top of these generates more rotational force. This is perfectly fine. Each one of these waters is water wheels is creating 256 SU, like rotational units, stress units is what they are in Create. So now that we've got rotational power, we can take this block out of here. It's not required. You'll see that we have a shaft or like a connector right there. And we've got some shafts that we can connect onto this. And now we've instantly got rotational power. And we can leverage this rotational power to build contraptions that do all kinds of things. The other thing that I've added to our little contraption here so far is this stressometer. And what it tells us is how much capacity we have left or we have used in our little contraption. So right now we've got 5 water wheels, each producing 256 stress units. And it tells us that we have used 0 of that. and we've got 1,280 remaining capacity, which happens to be 256 times 5. Okay, so now that we've got our power, we've got a power source down here, we're rotating. We've got to get this rotation up to ground level where we're actually going to build our contraption. And to do that, we're going to use a gearbox. Now, gearboxes come in two flavors. There's this flavor, which accepts a rotation and then allows you to sort of make a right angle, so left or right from that. Or there's the vertical format of this gearbox, which is like this. And the vertical format takes power in on one side and sends it up. And that's exactly what we're going to use. We're going to grab this guy. We're going to stick it right here. And we're going to put that. So now we have a way to take our power and run it straight up. Let's grab some shafts here just so we can see. There we have that, and that. Now we're going up to the top where then we can use that to actually run our contraption this way. Now that we've got our motive power, we've got our rotation here, we've got our stressometer, shafts, goes to a vertical gearbox, takes the power directly up, and now we've got another vertical gearbox here, which gives us the ability now to pull our power off this thing in either left or right direction. Now, I want to take advantage of the fact that we have some rotation right here. And this is where we're going to put our millstone. The millstone is going to go right on top of this guy, and you can see it actually starts spinning right away. Now, let me show you. If maybe you're not aware, because I wasn't until just a couple days ago, that actually, if we go and put our millstone like so, not only can the millstone accept like a gear from the side, it also has a power input from the bottom, so a shaft in the bottom. So what we can do is we can put that right like that, and now our millstone is spinning, which is perfect. Now, what we want to do is we want to be able to take, so the millstone is going to be used to grind our wheat into flour. We're going to get a couple outputs from that. One of that is going to be seeds. The other is going to be flour, of course. So what we want to do is we want to be able to sort of move those items down the line in our contraption. So what we're going to do is we need to create ourselves a belt, like a conveyor belt. So how we're gonna accomplish that is we're going to take an encased chain drive, and we're going to connect it to this power right here. Okay, and you see that this is still spinning. But the cool thing about chain drives is when you stack them side by side, both of them maintain that rotation. So now we've got rotation right there, which we can put a shaft on, like so. Then let's come down, maybe like 1, 2, see 1. Yeah, this will probably be plenty. Like maybe we might only just need 3. Like so, yep. And then we've got another shaft that we've put here. Now we'll get a belt. And if we take a belt and we put the belt here, and then we click down on this shaft like so, now, just like that, we've got ourselves a conveyor belt that can take the output from our millstone and send it on down the line. Now that we have this super cool belt that can transport items downstream in our little contraption we're building, we've got to think about how to get items out of our millstone and then what to do with them. Because we haven't made some advancements in Create yet, like we don't have some of the advanced item transport machines or devices, we're going to have to cheat a little bit and use storage drawers to handle some filtering for us. There's some advanced Create items that you can set filters on to do different things. We can't do that yet with the level of technology that we're at, and we don't want to skip ahead. So we're going to use storage drawers. So if you remember correctly, storage drawers can be locked, so they only accept a certain item. And even if you take that item out, we put that wheat seed in there, we take that wheat seed back out, it still only can accept wheat seeds, even though it's technically empty at this time. Okay, so we want to do that. So how we're going to get items to go from the millstone into this drawer is we're going to use something called a funnel. And there, at this level, we have made andesite funnels. So the first funnel, we're going to click right there on that millstone. And what this is going to do is it's going to pull out anything that gets made in the millstone. So we throw in wheat, then flour and seeds are going to come out. And those are going to get on this belt and start heading downstream. If it's a seed, we want it to go into this drawer. You can see there's an arrow there that points. It tells you what direction it's going to pull items. If it's the other direction, it will push items. And you can change that by just clicking it with a wrench. So we want, though, any seed to come through, because this drawer only accepts seeds, to get pulled off this belt and stuck in there. then anything else that we have downstream is just going to keep on heading down this way. So we know the only thing that's going to be left at this point is flour. But as we learned, what we really want to do with our flour is we want to take flour and turn flour into dough. And there's a couple ways to handle converting flour into dough. One is manual, like we've done earlier, where we take flour and water and mix it together and make dough. Or we could do something called bulk washing. And that is accomplished by taking a fan, blowing it into a block of water, and then as things pass in front of that water, they get converted. So if we take a fan and we have a block of water and have that fan blowing air through the water, and have a piece of wheat flour sitting on the other side of that water, it'll convert it to dough. And that's exactly how we're going to convert our flour as it kind of heads down the belt into that dough. And here's how we're going to manage that piece. So we're going to go here on the back side of this spot right here, and we're actually going to put two blocks. And I think I need to go in here and get it. We also need to get a leaf. Okay, we're back with our leaf. We're going to put our leaf right there. And then on the other side of this leaf, we're going to put our enclosed or encased fan. Remember, if we shift and place it, it faces away from us. And now we put water in here like that. Now this setup is a washing station, which will allow us to wash anything that comes down this belt. Now what we want to do is eventually we're going to need to get some dough. And we're going to place this dough into this drawer, and we're going to lock it because we only want this thing to accept dough, nothing else. And then we're going to put a funnel on it just like that, okay? So now anything that comes down this line, if we just recap really quickly, wheat goes here. We get seeds and flour. Seeds are going to come out this way, and they're going to get picked up by this drawer. Dough is going to come down, and it's going to sit right here, waiting to try to go into this drawer here, but it can't because it's not dough yet. It won't be dough until we actually wash it. So to make sure we can wash it, we have to get some power to the back of this thing. There's a couple ways that we can handle getting power from this level here up to this level, so we can actually run our fan right there. The way that we're going to do it, and this is a way that I kind of like, I think it looks cool. If we take a shaft there, and then we also take a shaft and put directly on top of it, just like that, and we connect these two shafts with a belt like this and like that. Now we have this same rotation, but vertically. And then all we have to do is connect this like that, and this should be blowing through our fan. Yep, you can see that we've got air particles, and now we're blowing, right? So if we go over here and stand, it'll actually like push us back very slowly. It's not blowing very fast because we haven't sped anything up yet. It's still running at the original speed, but at least we now have the mechanic in place. So if I break these shafts here and I go and put myself a big cogwheel here, like so, and then I go, am I actually going to have enough room? We may have to figure out how we can make this work. Then I can go on the outside here and put a small cogwheel like so, and then I can run a shaft, put a large cogwheel here. Will that still spin? It does. You can see that we've picked up some speed. We're going a little bit faster. I might be able to put that, can I put that here? Yep, I just put it there. Okay, that works. So after adding some more small and large cogs in sort of this small to large configuration as we go from this speed right here to this speed right here. Now, all we have to do is hook up our fan to this power, and we're going to be good to go. So let's see if we can figure out how we want to hook that up. I think I'm going to use the same technique that I used right there with that belt over here. There's other ways to do it. You can find your own if you don't want to use mine. We're going to go like that. We'll bring this shaft all the way here, and then we'll put our belt here and here, and this should... Okay, so this fan now is moving the wrong direction. So instead of blowing air across the water, we're being pulled to it. So we need to reverse the rotation, and we can do that really easily by just putting in a gearbox. So let's break this. And instead of having a shaft right there, we'll put a gearbox, which is right here. Yep, put a gearbox right like this. And then we can extend this by one, and then hook up our belt like so. Now, that should be pushing the air. Yep, it surely is. Okay, so now if we go over here and stand, it pushes us away, which is exactly what we want because we're trying to wash. Now, the fact that this pushes away is not something we want to be able to deal with long term. So let's put a block in like so, and we'll put a spruce trapdoor. It actually needs to be over one like that. Put a spruce trapdoor. Let's get back over here. And we'll place it like this, and then we'll flip it up, and then that will stop that wind. Now we can stand there. So now anything that goes past this area right here is going to sit there. It's going to get washed, and then when it turns into dough, we're going to pick it up. Yep. Okay. So the only other change we want to make to this side of our contraption is we're going to place a chute, and think of a chute like a funnel, essentially is what that is. But chutes can also drop items onto a belt, which is pretty sweet. We're going to go like that, and then we're going to put on top of this, we'll put a drawer, and in that drawer, we're going to add, that's where our wheat will go. So this will be the input. So we'll come in here, either, hopefully we can do an automated farm, and maybe next episode. But for now, we're going to harvest our wheat field. We're going to place the wheat in here. It's going to get ground up by the grindstone, the millstone. It's going to send things down the belt. Seeds are going to go here, and then flour is going to go right here to get washed, and then when it turns into dough, it's going to go in there. So step one is complete. The second part of our contraption is going to be super easy because all we have to do is cook the dough. We're already creating the dough on the first side, and we're grinding wheat and doing a bunch of stuff over there. But now all we have is the completed dough that we have to cook and turn into bread. And then we just start eating it. And we need to do that pretty quickly because I am completely out of food currently. Okay, so here's how we're going to handle the cooking piece of it. It's very similar, but I had to make a small change to our power back here. So I took the gearbox that was right here and replaced it with a shaft, and then brought the gearbox over here on the front side. So our rotation is still the same this way. We're still pushing air through that water to wash our flour when it comes by. But now we have another source of rotation. So if we take an encased fan and plug it into that, you'll see that we're going this way, and we're actually being pulled towards the fan. Now, normally, we might want to think, hey, we could configure this and change the rotation by maybe taking another gearbox and putting it over here and then hooking the fan up, and that would cause the air to blow out this way. But we don't necessarily have to. There's no law that says we have to only wash or cook things by pushing air. We also can pull the air. So if I take and put a block down like so, right there, and then I put on top of that a campfire like this, now you'll see that I'm pulling these black particles. That means the heat from the campfire is coming this way. And we can actually cook things that are on the belt by pulling air across. Now, one thing to be aware of, this will burn you. This is like superheated campfire air. So if we come over here and stand, we're going to get caught on fire, which I really can't afford to do because I don't have any food. Okay, so then the only thing that we have to do from this point forward is we need to take our bricks right there, and we're going to come around this way, hopefully, and not get burnt. And we're going to place here a drawer. This is going to be our bread drawer. Let's actually place it this way. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then into that drawer, all we have to do is set up a funnel. Okay, set up a funnel like so. Boom. There we go. Now, any piece of dough that comes down this belt, it'll sit here until it gets turned into bread. All right, let's grab this piece of bread really quick. Don't be eating it or anything. We're hungry. Okay, then we're going to go over here like so, and we're going to put this in there, and then we're going to lock this drawer. We're also going to want to put up can we put this like right on the side of this? Because I can't be walking by here getting like pulled in. There we go. That should stop that now. Yep. Yeah, it shouldn't burn. It won't burn anything. We're pulling superheated air into there. Okay, perfect. That's exactly how I want it to be. Okay, so the last thing we have to do is we have to pull the dough out of this guy like that, which we're going to use another funnel, and we're going to put it like this. And this time we don't have to do anything. It automatically pulls it out. Let's see if this actually works. Okay, the dough's coming out. It's sitting right there. It's getting super heated. Oh, it's working. We're making bread. Look, it's climbing. We have 2 pieces of bread in there. Okay, so we have 60 wheat. Let's wait, hello. I'll put all that wheat in there. Okay, now this is automatically. Okay. Automatically grinding. Yes. Yes, yes. I want to stand over here so I can see. There we go. Okay. That's working. It's sitting right there. We've got more flour coming out. Yep. You can see that it waits its turn. Yeah. Oh, here comes the seed. The seed should get picked up this way. Okay, it's got to wait its turn. Seed goes in there. Now we keep going. Now, let's go over here. Can we jump? Yep. Okay. Now, what we should be doing right there is we're cooking dough that's coming out of this. Yeah. Oh, it's working like a dream. And now we should be counting up bread. Oh, we have 7 bread. Oh, give me a couple pieces of that bread. Oh, it tastes so good. Freshly made, freshly toasted in our awesome contraption. So just by using this, now listen, I know, like I'm not like some person that doesn't understand how Minecraft works. I could have took 3 wheat and went brrr and turned into bread that way, but how cool is this? How cool is this? We're using this machine to automatically make us bread, and we never have to interact with it. Now, the only thing, it's a little bit dangerous, but listen, I don't know if you've ever made bread in real life, but man, you have to like deal with a hot oven. That's just part of the deal. Okay, before I start building our little bread factory, our bakery, or whatever we're going to build around this thing, I just made a little bit of a modification because I really wanted the air from the campfire to blow this way, to blow towards us. The only reason why I wanted to change it is I didn't want the campfire to be right here whenever I came up to get bread out of our chest. So to do that, it was actually pretty simple. Let me show you really quickly so then you can see. All we did, instead of taking our rotational power this way and running that belt system, I just took it off of this cog and brought it this way, which drove this fan to blow out. And then I used 2 gearboxes to this gearbox reversed that spin, and then this one reversed it again. So now we've got both fans blowing forward. So that's how that's set up right there. All right, I do want to go, though, down here and look at our stressometer and see. So we are using 42% of our total capacity. So what that means is we could take a windmill out, and I'll show you the difference there. Take the windmill out, and now we are at 53%. We actually could take another one out if we wanted to and use that for something else, which I think we probably should. We'll just leave that extra water in there. But now we're at 70%. And we can't take a third one out, but we're running that entire farm off the power from 3 water wheels, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. Okay, I love that. Now we could go ahead and start working on our actual bakery design. The other benefit of moving this back here is it puts it back past the halfway mark in the building, and we can have the chimney on the back. Yeah, I'm like a professional at building things. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me get to work. I'll see you in just a second. It's been, I don't know, a couple hours, but we finally got something that I think resembles a little bit of a bakery, at least in my mind it does. It's got a sign out here that says bread for days, so that obviously means that it is at least some sort of bakery. I love it. I don't know if I love all the birch, but I think we're going to go with it. We're going to do a couple little odds and ends, though, before we're going to say we're done with this build. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 wool and dye it yellow, and then I'm going to take 4 and dye it red like that. And then we're using these frame blocks over here. Let me eat something so I can move. We're using these frame blocks, and I thought we would put like a little bit of an awning just to give it a little bit of color. So let's just go yellow, 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 and then red, 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 red on the way back. Look at that. That looks nice. Yeah, I love that. Okay, and the only other thing that we need, I mean, if we're going to have big ovens in this thing, cooking tons of bread for days, we've got to have at least some sort of chimney on top of this thing. So let's go all the way up. We'll put it on this backside, sort of where... Okay, how much further can I go? Maybe we'll put the chimney like right there, maybe? Like, at least on this level. Let's go maybe like right... My axe is literally going to die. Okay. All right, so now we'll put in our tough bricks like that. We'll bring that all the way up above the top of the roof line for sure. We can put our campfire right here, like so. And I've got some framed trapdoors that I thought we could use, because I want to have this not be a different color. So if I could like that and that and that, and we'll raise these up like so. And then maybe, can I reach up there? Yep, okay, there we go. There's that. Then we're going to use these. I think this is going to look kind of cool. Put that in that. There we go. So that chimney is not... Yeah, that looks awesome, I think, with that. It looks like a real chimney. Okay. So let's just head on back down. I'm going to show you a quick little tour. We've got a couple blocks that we haven't used before in our build, which I'm pretty happy about. Some mods that are in the mod pack that you can use from a decoration standpoint, which I think are pretty good. So we've got McCall's Bridges. We've got a little bit of a like a side staircase on the side of this that goes up to a loft. We haven't decorated anything up here, but I think it's going to be awesome. I have a plan for this, and we're going to implement it in the next episode. We've got lots of stuff to do. We have a little balcony that we can come out here and check our wheat crop and see how that's going. That's pretty cool. And then we've got this front window right there. So we've got this little balcony up here, or this little loft up here in our bread factory. Close that. It's all lit up, so we don't have to worry about spawns. And then obviously we go in here, and here is our bread. Okay, get back up here. I gotta put a trapdoor over this thing. I've fallen in here more times than I'd like to admit. Now we can put all this wheat in there, and it should start making bread for us. We currently have 29 bread in there. We should see an increase in that here in just a second. Yep, it's working like a dream. And we can kind of look out in here like this. Oh, man, I'm pretty happy with our little work that we've done here today. Let me take my helmet off. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Until next time, please remember to be cool. Don't be a fool. And from my Create One Man, One Mod Season 15 Let's Play series, we got a lot of bread. Let's get that bread. I guess we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. How can you use these goggles if they're on your head? Like, you put a helmet on? Maybe they come down then. Oh, who knows? This game's crazy.